almost 3 months. The last one was a laughter session in December. Then I went to India and I was there with my
Mm.
at the Ayurvedic Center in Tamil Nadu. It was a very good experience. Uh, but Ayurveda is so nice because they don't give you any, Western medicines, and there are no side effects. I did not go for any major problems. I had one or two minor issues, and those issues got solved. The biggest issue I had was in my wrist. Playing tennis, I sprained my wrist, and now Western medicine could solve that problem. They would just give me temporary relief, like Sloan's or some ointment. And here, when I went there, they gave me body massage, and that pain is almost gone. Sometimes I feel it a little bit, but there's no regular
Thank
pain.
you.
So that was very good. So today's session is going to be about pain. All health issues are related to pain in some way or the other, because only when we feel the pain, then we think we are not well. If we have no pain, our health is good. In most cases, pain is directly related to disease. We know we are diseased. We got either cancer or constipation or some other smallpox or whatever, COVID, whatever, they accompany pain. And there's a psychologist, her name is Dr. Rachel Zoffness. She's going to be interviewed. I'll show you a small clip, just 3 minutes, so we don't spend too much time on it, but I'll talk about it. And we talk about pain. What is pain really? Is it so if I hurt my hand, there's pain here, but is it only here or is it elsewhere? So what she says is pain is not just in the body, it's in the mind. And one example is the issue of what is called phantom pain. Phantom is like a ghost. It's, people, they've lost their limb. Somehow the arm is gone or the finger is gone, something like that, because of an accident or because of diabetes, they cut it off. So they don't have this limb, but they still feel pain there. And how can you feel pain when you don't have a limb? Your leg is cut off. How can you feel that pain? So she says the pain is in the mind, in the brain, but basically in the mind. And that affects us. So now they found out, finally they realize pain is not just a body thing, it's a mind thing. Sometimes there's nothing wrong with, with our body, but in our mind we feel uncomfortable. And some people say it's in the mind, it starts in the mind, and then it takes hold in the body. So she'll talk about it, and basically she says there are three things. It's part in the body, part in the mind, and part in psychology. It's our feelings and it's emotions. So sometimes, like, we are walking slowly and we feel how people are looking at us, and that makes us feel bad, and that adds to our pain. So pain is our, what do we think about ourselves, what do we think others think about us. It has nothing to do with the body itself. It may be only all around us, in our psychology, in our mind, in our feelings. Sometimes uh, we don't want to, like kids, they don't want to go to school to take an exam. They get a stomach ache, or they actually vomit or get motions and these type of things. They're so afraid. So the fear brings about a problem in the body. So it can come from outside into the body, or it can be from the body and expressed outside. They've had situations where, like, a child is running and falls down, and blood is there's blood there, and everybody is okay. The child doesn't care, but some parent or somebody says, "Oh my God, you're bleeding!" Immediately the child cries, because that fear, the emotion, caused the pain. So what does that got to do with sound healing? What sound healing does, it at several levels. initially it goes into the body and it causes a release of some of the pain in the body, and they've found ways to even treat certain types of cancers through sound. But there's this other thing about in our in our brain. There's a brain here in the spinal cord. In the spinal cord there's a limbic system, which is emotions, and their emotions stay there, and that can affect us. So it's physical, it's emotional, it's psychological. Then she talks about the volume of pain. We can feel more pain if we are afraid, if we think people are laughing at us and making fun of us. That bothers us, that increases the pain. If we think we are not well, we are going to lose our job, that fear adds to the pain. So pain, a lot of these emotional things can be handled through our mind, through meditation, through sound healing. And then lastly, she talks about laughter. And we know that laughter is a very good thing. She talks about how laughter can overcome the pain. So I'm going to share my screen here for a minute, and we'll listen to a short clip. So we'll do about 5 minutes or so. Initially, we do a sound bath. Then I'll show you that video, and then we'll come back to some more sound healing. If you close your eyes and feel these vibrations, these are the vibrations that go from 16 to 16,000 vibrations cycles per second. They go through the whole body and they calm the body down, they calm the brain down. That could correspond to a heartbeat. The drum is one of the most original music instruments that have been used by people for 10, 20,000 years, much before civilization started. sadness, this thing can go, these waves can go into the brain and clear up those maps that keep that sadness or the fear and release it. Try to not have any thoughts. Just feel the vibrations going through the whole body, going through the veins and the nerves. It opens up the cells, it opens up the vessels so the blood flows more freely through your whole body, bringing calmness, bringing oxygen to different tissues. Every organ, every bone, every tissue, and even every cell in our body has its own vibration frequencies. And this has a whole range that covers all of those frequencies. So it goes there and gives a kind of a massage to every part of the body, these vibrations. pause. I would like to show you a small 3-minute video, and then we'll come back to the sound healing again to get some more sound bath and sound relaxation. So let me see if I can share the screen. 1 second.
In general, we think about health as often as like a
hear us?
biological thing, like it's something that's just happening to your body. But as you said, pain and all health is actually biopsychosocial. So what that means is, again, we tend to believe that pain lives exclusively in our body. Your back hurts, you go to the back doctor, you have procedures and medications to help your back. What science tells us is that that actually is not true. Pain does not live exclusively in your back. Pain is not purely a biological problem. One reason we know this is because of this thing called phantom limb pain, is this condition where an accident survivor or a trauma victim loses a limb, like an arm or a leg, and they continue to have terrible pain in the missing body part. So you can have no leg and continue to have terrible leg pain. And what that tells us is pain must be constructed somewhere else, right? Because if pain were constructed in the leg, no leg should mean no pain. And the fact that you continue to have pain in a body part that isn't there means that pain is actually constructed by this part of the body called the brain. And the really cool thing about the brain is that it's comprised of all these different parts that are always working in unison, working together. So what we know about pain is there's no one single pain center in the brain. There's lots of parts of the brain that process pain. One of the parts of the brain that processes pain is your limbic system. Yeah, your limbic system, exactly right, is your brain's emotion center. So what that means about pain, according to neuroscience, is that pain is both physical and emotional 100% of the time. So this biopsychosocial model of health, pain, but also all health, tells us that there's 3 domains of health we need to look at all times, and that the health condition, whether it's depression or pain or trauma or diabetes, it doesn't matter, lives in the messy middle of those 3 domains.
But by the way, you said pain volume.
Yeah.
Remind me what that is.
Yeah. You imagine in your central nervous system, which is your brain and your spinal cord, that you have what I'm going to call a pain dial. And the pain dial is like the volume knob on your car stereo. You can turn it up and you can turn it down. And there's lots of things that adjust pain volume. So one thing that can change pain volume, this is not going to shock you, is stress and anxiety changes pain volume. Another thing that changes pain volume is mood and emotions, negative emotions in particular, but also positive emotions, change your pain volume. And 3 is attention, or what you're focusing on.
Does laughter turn your pain volume down?
Yes, laughter turns pain
I feel
volume
good
down.
laughing.
There is a Scientific American article that's so great about how laughter is medicine for pain.
And cursing as well, I understand, has an analgesic effect.
Cursing has an analgesic effect, and I can tell you why. You get to express and release negative emotion, and when you release negative emotion goes down, and when negative emotion goes down, it turns down pain volume. It's just cathartic to release. I call it tea kettling. Do you know what would happen to a tea kettle if it didn't have a hole for the steam to come out?
It would become a bomb.
Correct. It would explode. And human beings are the same, and we all know that because we have all seen people explode with emotion that they have not expressed. So we all carry around lots of negative emotion, and it needs to come out of your body because
Okay, we are back. Can you hear me? Just show me your hand. Okay, so we are back. I'll just summarize what she says, that pain is not necessarily purely in the body. Pain is imaginary, pain is in the mind, and everything that is out in the mind we can control with our own, by taking control of our lives. And sound healing, in that way, it can overcome these imaginary things that are in our brain and in our mind. So we'll return now to do some more sound healing, and we can feel, she talked about laughter. We do laughter sessions. Laughter does a very good thing. It releases the pent up emotion. And sometimes in Japan, what they used to do, they still do that for people who are very tense. They put them in a room with padded walls, and they give them pillows, and they give them a big stick, and they hit the pillow just to release the emotions. Sometimes the emotions are so much stuck in our body, we have to release them. either by shouting, screaming, or beating something, so we don't beat another person up, or so that we don't take it on ourselves. Sometimes the pain or the whatever is bothering us, it could be politics, it could be our mother-in-law, father-in-law, children, grandchildren, it could be our neighbors, it could be anybody. It could be the street vendors, the prices are going up. All of these things can bother us, and they are not real, they're all imaginary. So the way you get rid of it is through the mind. You can remove them, because if you don't take them out of your mind, then it sticks in the body, and then it becomes all kinds of like uh, cancers or other diseases in the body. So the or high blood pressure. So if you remove them in the mind, through different ways. Meditation is one of them. Sound healing is another way of them. Singing is laughter, just laughing like that, artificial laughter. It releases it. But sound healing is a very good way of doing it too. So let's
They
go
also
back.
spoke about cursing. What do you
Yes,
have to
yes.
say? Because if I curse, I come back to me in my bad karma. How do you look at it? I don't know.
That is, well, cursing means you don't. He used the wrong word. Curse. He didn't mean cursing, meaning giving somebody bad things, like saying, "I hope you go to hell," "I hope you get sick." Cursing means just shouting and getting rid of it. I hate this pain. It's not to curse somebody. It is to curse the pain. Say, I hate this pain. I want to get rid of it. That's what he meant by that. He used the wrong word. What he should have said is releasing, just releasing the pain by shouting. Good question. So let's go back and do some more, another 5-10 minutes of sound healing. So just try to be in a calm state, and this you can do anytime, not just right now. Do when you're in the morning, in the evening, especially before you go to bed. Don't watch any TV. Just listen to this, and let those vibrations go through your body. Okay, so take a deep breath, and I'll point to the bowls once again. Just keep your eyes closed, take a deep breath as you feel the breath going through into your lungs, into your stomach, into the veins and the arteries. These vibrations will also go through all the parts of your body. If there's something that is stuck, it releases it. It opens up any stuck emotions, gets rid of any fear or negative things before they can become a real problem in the body. Okay, if you gradually want to open your eyes, come back and join the group. This is a good practice for all of us to do during the day, in the morning, at night. It brings relaxation. When the body is relaxed, there's less tension, less chance for any kind of disease or sickness to take hold in the body. That's the whole reason for this practice. So I hope you enjoyed this thing. And I think Zoom will end. If you have any questions or any thoughts, please share them. If not, thank you so much for attending.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Good
Thank
session
you.
after a long time.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll,
Thank you.
we'll see you next week
Thank
on
you.
our laughter